What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about all content coming to Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2, the download, release times, and even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because you're very close to 100,000 subscribers here on the main channel. Really appreciate it. Also drop a like and turn notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Now, starting with the release times and preload for Season 1, as of right now, it is confirmed. Season 1 does begin on November 16th. That's a Wednesday. That's, of course, subject to change, though, because you never know, delays could happen, especially with an update as big as Warzone 2 or DMZ. I'll keep you guys posted with that, but the preload for that update should begin rolling out on either the 14th or the 15th for PlayStation, maybe Xbox shortly after that, and maybe even PC, but hopefully that preload comes out much closer to the launch of the season, because what I would hate to see is that the preload goes out and people out there are ripping through that update, data mining, spoiling a bunch of surprises that are meant to be kept as big reveals for the season. I mean, I also don't want to see the Vanguard approach where the preload drops and for some reason all the new content, weapons, maps, modes are playable through custom games, which kind of take away from the charm of a season starting. I love the way that Cold War did it, where the night before a season began, they would release the new loading screen, the new kill streak, or the new menu for the new season of Cold War, but once the season actually started, 15, 16 hours later, that's when they would actually drop the new multiplayer map, the new weapons, some other surprises, the event, if there's a bunch of challenges. So I think Cold War showed us the way that seasonal updates should work, and it's also assumed right now the season will begin at 12 o'clock Central and 1 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday the 16th. But very soon, definitely expect a full-fledged blog post from Call of Duty's team talking everything about what is coming in Season 1 and even the mid-season updates. I'll make a separate video about that later, but a download was actually found by the infamous PlayStation-sized Twitter account who found the title update 1.08, which was added to the database as of a couple of days ago. That is the new title update you're gonna have to download. It's not a hot fix, it's not just some stability issues being resolved. That is a full-fledged title update, which I want to say is probably gonna have a bunch of Season 1 content within that. It's unclear if that is the actual Season 1 patch, but if it is, be very cautious with what spoilers do pop up over on the internet. I do think, though, when the title update for Season 1 does roll around, which is probably gonna be a good week after this one gets installed, that is gonna contain some artwork leaks for what Season 1 is gonna look like, and a bunch of Twitter accounts like this one are probably gonna be posting that everywhere until they get DMCA'd. So keep that in mind. Once you start seeing Season 1 artwork coming out, that's when you probably know that the title update for that season is out there in the wilderness. Now, for all we know, this title update could just be the Season 1 patch. I mean, maybe at least in terms of Modern Warfare 2 specifically, like multiplayer, but maybe it's not the patch we're gonna get later for Warzone 2 and DMZ. I'll keep you guys updated with that one. But in terms of actual content coming to the season now, starting off with Prestige. So it is confirmed that Seasonal Prestige is releasing with Season 1, and only 3 Prestiges are coming out with the first season. Seems like they're following a beat from Cold War, where the game releases, you can only have a max rank of level 55, that's your cap, and then the first season brings in at least 3 Prestiges, but every season to follow after that will likely add in 4 or more, bringing us to a total of like 27 Prestiges or so by the end of Season 6. Now, the season is also bringing us the first Battle Pass. It has been said that the new Battle Pass system in Modern Warfare 2 will be like nothing we've seen before from previous Call of Duty iterations, but the new system has been compared to the way the Fortnite Battle Pass works with stars and whatnot, which is kind of ironic considering we have a star-like system already in Spec Ops, and that star-like system is used to upgrade your tier kits, so I wouldn't be shocked if a star-like system is incorporated the way Fortnite does it to then allow you to pick what items you want to unlock at a specific period of time as you progress through your brand new Battle Pass. Now, it's currently unknown if we're going to be seeing new kill streaks, perks, equipment, or field upgrades in the first season. I would say probably not, considering how jam-packed the season already is. If they want to juice it even more, then I'm down for that. But the thing is, if Modern Warfare 2 is on a 2-year life cycle, it's probably best to save updates like that for a future season. But I mean, Cold War once again showed us how it's done. I mean, we got a new kill streak almost every season. That was really healthy for multiplayer. I mean, hell, even Vanguard added in new perks and field upgrades throughout some of their seasons. So that's always great to see, even for the Warzone community, that could always use some quality of life improvements every now and again to the core gameplay, changing up what the meta is, what your class should actually look like, changing up your perk selection. We'll love to see updates like that in the near future, and I'm sure Infinity Ward probably has things like this in the pipeline. But in terms of a brand new weapon coming in Season 1, here's an interesting report that just came out the other day from the infamous Ghost of Hope. He said a new weapon receiver is on the way, and this is the weapon platform. We have the Honey Badger, known as the Chimera. We also have the SIG MCX, which is the M13B, and the SIG MPX, the BASP. So this is going to be crazy. A bit of a assault rifle SMG hybrid weapon platform platform here, but he also made it very clear that this doesn't mean other weapons also can't release that are separate from this platform in Season 1. This is probably just the platform we're getting at the start of the season and isn't accounting for other weapons we might end up getting during the mid-season update. Now, there are rumors circulating right now that we're also getting an SMG and a battle rifle at some point throughout Season 1, so it's unclear if the SIG MCX or the SIG MPX are accounting for that SMG and battle rifle, because we might get a different variation of some of these weapons here in Modern Warfare 2. Weapons that we think are an AR or an SMG might not be when it comes to the way the weapon platform system works. But who isn't excited to see the Honey Badger, right? I'm a huge fan of COD Ghost, so I'm definitely gonna absolutely max out and main that weapon when it does come out in a couple of weeks. In terms of operators, we have a new character known as Zeus, which was also leaked by the infamous Ghost of Hope. And what's funny about this Zeus character is an image actually already exists of the skin itself. We're not sure who exactly this is or what importance his role will be in the canon of the Modern Warfare 2 story, but a developer over on Twitter, Joel Emsley, did say that the Season 1 operator, or the focus of the season, the character you see probably on the roadmap, isn't an obvious one, but he was featured in the credits. It's unclear if that means that maybe he was in that post-credit scene when we got the No Russian teaser. Who knows what this is referring to, but this is likely going to be the face of Season 1 as we know it. New bundles did confirm that we're also seeing Ethan from Infinite Warfare, the infamous robot from Call of Duty 2016, is actually going to be released here in Modern Warfare 2. For those out there complaining that this is too goofy, doesn't really make sense, it's already been teased pretty heavily by Infinity Ward themselves that Infinite Warfare takes place in the brand new MWII timeline, which is also canon to Black Ops, so I think it just makes sense that we get maybe a prototype Ethan released here in Modern Warfare 2, and you can see very clearly from this bundle name that, yeah, that's referring to the infamous lad from Infinite Warfare. Now, we also have the crossover coming out with soccer, or football, excuse me. We have a crossover with athletes like Messi and even Pogba that are going to be getting character bundles at some point during Season 1. Now, images also exist already of what these skins look like in-game, which is crazy. Ironically enough, Neymar is also coming to Modern Warfare 2 as his own skin, so we're getting a good 4 to 5 new operators here within Season 1, which is wild. And coincidentally, I just got sponsored by Mech Arena recently, in which Neymar is also a part of a new season of that game. So it looks like there's a new trend going around to do these big crossovers between athletes and major gaming franchises, and I'm totally on board with that. I mean, COD really hasn't done crossovers like this before, and there's a first time for everything. So let's see how this gets received when this crossover does begin. But speaking of this World Cup crossover, we have an exclusive report from the Ghost of Hope, which says that there will be an LTM map and mode for the World Cup crossover in Modern Warfare 2, alongside Messi, Neymar, and Pogba being operators. So this could explain why what we're about to talk about in a second makes sense, which is that we're only going to be seeing 2 remakes added to multiplayer in Season 1. If you're like, wait a second, why aren't we getting a new map? Well, I think the only new map we get will be in the form of a limited time experience as a part of this crossover, and if you're worrying about whether or not that's a good thing or not, I do think this will probably be the only time that happens. I think future seasons will end up adding in completely new maps alongside maybe a remake or 2, but we'll see how that goes in the future. Now, the mode that'll be a part of this World Cup crossover is very likely to be uplink, but could be mistaken on that one, but that's a rumored mode that's coming to Modern Warfare 2 anyway, and that would just make the most sense, at least in my opinion. Now, it's also unknown if all of that will drop right with the start of the season. I highly doubt it. That'll probably be an update that drops either right before the mid-season update or shortly after it, maybe even during it. A lot of possibilities with how they can release this little event here in Modern Warfare 2. But in terms of new maps, so as of right now, blog posts talking about Season 1 have already confirmed we're getting 2 remakes, one at the start of the season and one during the mid-season update. Those 2 remakes have been rumored to be Shoot House and Favela. Now, I'm skeptical about Favela, considering that if we're getting a greatest hits map pack at some point next year, that's probably where Favela would fit best. But Shoot House is a map I'm not surprised about. I definitely think Shoot House and Shipment are inevitable for this game. Not that the game doesn't have maps that you can do some pretty good camo grinding on. I just think that we'll end up seeing the same tweets and replies over and over again from the community once a new season gets announced, which is, where are these maps? I want to play those maps. Where are the 24/7 Shipment playlist? I want to camo grind on there. I mean, we're probably going to see those maps added at least by Season 2, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with the order in which they release some of these fan favorites. Now, I did make a video yesterday talking about plenty of remastered maps that are coming later throughout the year, either in Modern Warfare 2 or even Warzone 2, maybe even both. I definitely think that the beautiful remasters we have of Shipment, High Rise, Dome, Quarry, Storm, Rust, and many more are either going to be in Ground War Spec Ops DMZ, Warzone 2, or regular 6v6 multiplayer. Probably not in all of those modes at once, but you'll see them split across some of those. I definitely think there'll be an opportunity for some of those to definitely come out for 6v6, but other ones will probably be kept in some of those bigger LTMs or bigger modes that you guys will probably also be playing throughout 2023. But there are a bunch of leak accounts sharing the information that we're going to also be seeing 2 ground war maps and a new Spec Ops mission. I'm curious if those go hand in hand, where the new Spec Ops mission also happens to be the same ground war map that also gets added. I mean, I do feel like that's a lot of content. I could definitely see a new Spec Ops mission coming at the start of Season 1, but 2 new ground war maps, maybe one at the start of the season, one during the mid-season. I mean, if anything, save both ground war maps for Season 1 Reloaded. That would probably make more sense, but I'm happy to see that they're going to be taking a lot of other areas from Al-Mazrah and maybe even some of the Spec Ops missions and turning them into their own ground war spaces at some point in Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. But in regards to new modes coming to Modern Warfare 2, we have a full list, which includes Reinforce, Drop Zone, Gun Game, Infected, Uplink, Cranked, Cyber Attack, Team Defender, and even Grind. But other leaker accounts out there have claimed that we're also getting some modes known as Trials and Rupture. Those are probably just features or add-ons to our daily challenges at some point later. I don't think those are actual modes. Rupture might be, but Trials doesn't sound like that. So I'm curious what they might have misinterpreted, but just keep that in mind just in case. Now, it's also confirmed by Treyarch that we're getting a CDL Moshpit for Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with the start of Season 1, which is kind of going to serve as a bit of a beta or a preview of what ranked play will be like, which is coming out in 2023, likely with Season 2. So keep in mind, Treyarch is leading the competitive aspect of Modern Warfare 2, just as they did with Vanguard last year, and of course as they did with Black Ops Cold War a couple of years ago. They've really set the standard for what a competitive Call of Duty multiplayer mode should be like, and Activision seems to want them to continue leading development on modes like that going forward every year. Hopefully it doesn't take too much time away from what they're working on, but I think everything will be fine considering that Vanguard was also on the Modern Warfare engine, so should be easy copy-paste of some of those foundations and mechanics that we just saw in ranked play last year. Now, shockingly enough, Modern Warfare 2 did not launch with a hardcore mode. I can't think of any other COD that also didn't, but it is confirmed that because of some stability or crashing issues, that's why hardcore didn't release on day 1. Not sure what happened there, but it is confirmed that hardcore is being renamed to Tier 1 and is coming out with the start of the first season. Not sure why they renamed it to Tier 1. I wonder if we're going to see modes like Tier 2 or Tier 3 in the future. I'm not sure what that's leading to, but for those out there that really want a camo grind in a hardcore mode, this mode isn't that far away from coming out, so stay patient with this one. I know you're probably frustrated, but at least it is confirmed to be coming out very, very soon. Now, there's definitely been a lot of questions regarding Barracks, a combat record, KD tracker, and I want to say that if those features are coming, they probably won't come any later than Season 1, maybe even Reloaded. I know it's silly that those features weren't in the game day 1, but hey, I'd much rather sacrifice little features like that if it means that Spec Ops is more polished, Raids is replayable, Warzone 2 and DMZ are stable. I know it sounds silly that we have to even do trade-offs like that, but considering development issues over the past couple of years and the pandemic, XYZ, it does make sense as to why little features like this may be taking longer than usual, but you can call that an excuse. You could say I'm a fanboy or a shill. Do whatever you want respectfully down below in the comments. But with that being said, November 16th is also bringing us the release of not just Warzone 2 with Al-Mazrah, Battle Royale, Plunder, but even DMZ, the extraction-like game mode similar to Escape from Tarkov, which will also be taking place on the same map. DMZ will be free to play just like Warzone 2, but once you download Warzone 2 and DMZ, you'll see a seamless transition from those experiences with the paid premium Call of Duty, which is Modern Warfare 2. Now, even though Season 1 Reloaded isn't coming out till December 14th, it's already confirmed that the Raids experience is coming out on that day. Hopefully there aren't any delays to that, but keep in mind, a bunch of the other content we just discussed in this video might also be saved for the middle of the season or even shortly after that. I mean, we don't have an exact list of what's coming day 1, but we're going to be getting that in the next couple of days, so I'll keep you guys updated with, but I'm very excited for Raids, right? You can compare them to Destiny-like Raids, these Easter egg hunts, these multi-level hour-long quests, hopefully longer. Those are coming out and will change the Call of Duty ecosystem forever. That's considered to be an expansion of Spec Ops as a part of the paid Modern Warfare 2 experience that will not be free to play like DMZ is with Warzone 2. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on all the content coming to Season 1 thus far here from Modern Warfare 2? How are you feeling about the download, release times, and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.